Yes, I am very late to this dubbed episode, but I did want to talk about Time to Make the Donuts. That is a line that Hit says originated from the Xenoverse 2 character select screen, so when the player chose Hit in Xenoverse 2 as their fighter, he sometimes said Time to Make the Donuts among other things before you go to the stage select screen and then you fight. So sometimes he said Time to Make the Donuts, and it was initially thought to be a reference to retro Dunkin' Donuts commercials. The quote "time to make the donuts" is actually an idiom for time to get to work or time to get paid. So when Dragon Ball Super episode 71 of the English dub rolled around onto Nami, a bit of a week ago, a bit under a week ago, there was Time to Make the Donuts. That line did surface in Dragon Ball Super episode 71, and there was a lot of controversy. So, Hit in Dragon Ball Super episode 71, the Japanese version, he says something along the lines of time to get to work, as he prepares to assassinate Goku. And obviously, like I said, when Funimation dubbed this episode, Hit instead says the aforementioned donuts line. This caused a ton of controversy in the Dragon Ball fandom, with the community being quite split on the line. Some fans disliked the change, stating that the line isn't 100% accurate to the Japanese and sort of dampens the scene's tension as a whole, and adds on to the stigma of the Dragon Ball Super dub having a ton of meme humor and incorporating a ton of meta jokes into the dub. And this Time to Make the Donuts line, some people thought that it added onto that stigma, while others didn't mind the line, and I am honestly in the middle. I do understand the criticisms of the line, and I admit that the line is pretty corny, but comparing this to the 90s Funimation dub scripts is ludicrous. I mean, I've heard some people say that, this is as bad as, when Barry Watson was in charge, and that is not it at all. And I do think that is hyperbole on a few fans' part. I do think the line is corny. I don't think it's that out of character for Hit. I mean, it is weird for him to say that, but it does mean time to get to work, so it isn't inaccurate, but it is a little weird for Hit to say that, and it is a tad corny. But this line was given too much attention, to be honest, and I think the main focus of our, discussion on Twitter and all of that in the Dragon Ball fandom should have been Matthew Mercer, because he killed it, even with saying that silly line. Like, I don't hate the line because it's accurate to the Japanese, it being an idiom, and it's not really a meme reference. It's not really a part of that meta culture, because yes, it could be, a reference to Dunkin' Donuts. It is an idiom to, time to get to work. So it really is fine in my opinion. And even though it's a tad corny, it's not anywhere close to the 90s dub. It is no Hope of the Universe. It's not the next, Light in the Darkness, I Am Truth, I Light a Good Nightmare to You. It's not like that at all. And yes, it is a tad out of place for a dramatic scene. The original scene wasn't that dramatic in my opinion. It was just kind of one of those stare-down sort of scenes as Goku and Hit are talking. It wasn't too dramatic. The dramatic elements happen after, where Goku, dies, quote-unquote, in the episode. That also happened at the start of the episode of episode 71. And yeah, the English dub, it was really good. That episode was really good. I like when Piccolo says Grill Master. That's just funny, stupid stuff, and it doesn't hurt the series as a whole. It doesn't hurt Piccolo's character, because by then Piccolo is raising Pan and doing all of this slice of life stuff, so it works with Piccolo's character. And the whole entire episode was dubbed really well, but people focus on that one line, which isn't that bad, to be honest. We are not in the Barry Watson era of dubbing anymore, and I think people really need to see that Chris Sabat knows what he's doing, and while he did approve the line, he didn't write it, and the main writer was John Bergmeyer, actually, so the voice of Ten Shin Han. I don't think he was the, sole writer, but he was one of the writers of that episode's dub. Anyway, yeah, like, Chris Sabat knows what he's doing, so does John Bergmeyer, so does everyone involved in Funimation and in, Funimation dubbing Dragon Ball. They know what they're doing, and even though, you can have any opinion you want on this line, my opinion is that it's not that bad, it's not a meme reference, and even if it is, it doesn't hurt the scene as a whole because it's an idiom for time to get to work, so it's not too inaccurate. And while it is corny, it is just that fun corny. It's not "I Like a Good Nightmare to You," we're not in that era. So yeah, the rest of the episode 71, was really good, but as I said, people just focus way too much on one line, and they don't see the broad stroke, they don't see the broad picture here. For instance, like, just as a analogy, what if there was just one speck that was missing, or one speck that was shitty out of a Mona Lisa, or, one of these famous paintings? That doesn't really tarnish the quality of a work, it's just something to talk about. It's the same here. It shouldn't tarnish the work as a whole. Episode 71 was really good, and this one little line, this one little speck, ruins all of that? I think that's honestly horseshit. Like, that shouldn't happen, but whatever. What do you guys think about episode 71, the English dub? I know I'm very late to this, and I need to post my episode 72 dub preview before, episode 72 comes out. But anyway, so yeah, what did you guys think in the comment section down below? I didn't think the line was that bad. Time to make the donuts. I chuckled. I thought it was funny. I thought it was, well placed, and it's an idiom for time to go to work, which is what Hit says in the original, so it's not too inaccurate. That's going to do it for me. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.